Hey friends, welcome to week 47 of Theme Park Thursday, and today we're just doing some random photos from Disney's Animal Kingdom. This is a layout idea that I got on Pinterest. I think it originated with Janet Eubank, who was a big name in the scrapbooking world, and I used a paper pack that I don't like called Fruity Delights. And I shouldn't say that I don't like it, but I have a lot of it. It's been hard for me to use. So I used the other side, the non-fruity side, and I think it worked out very well. And the funnest thing for me is that I used a sticker, an old CM sticker, which I think is probably at least 20 years old. And we're going to take a little walk down memory lane as I pulled out my sticker albums trying to find a monkey and flip through not only old CM, but prior to when I started using CM, I have some old Mrs. Grossman stickers. And you know what? Some of them I thought, oh, I could use these. I would still use these. So it was really good for me to pull those out, look at them, and maybe, who knows, maybe we'll see some of our old vintage scrapbook stickers in some of the layouts we've got coming up. But for now, stay tuned to see how this monkeying around, random pictures from Disney's Animal Kingdom layout came together. I always seem to end up with random photos from any of our park days that don't really go with anything else, but they're photos I like and want to use. This one from Animal Kingdom, when Michelle was about 3 or 4, it might have been our very first Disney trip when she was 3, we bought her these little Mickey Mouse sunglasses, and they have little Mickeys, but then the little lens covers open up, so they're regular glasses. And we love those, and we saw that they still have them 20-something years later, so that's pretty awesome. If we can take pictures with things, sometimes she doesn't have to buy them. I think we avoided buying this lion. These monkeys, I think they're called colobus monkeys. I'll have to look it up. I just have 2 pictures of them. They could get their own page, but they're not that great pictures, so I might just put those on. I have no idea why I'm making this face, possibly because it was raining. I'm afraid that this is a face I make far too often. This is my unhappy, but not really that unhappy, because I'm at Disney World face. And then just this little hidden Mickey that one of the custodians obviously swept up with some flower petals that fell because of the rain. Now, this is enough photos that I could easily justify doing a double page spread. And I have not actually kept up with my tracker very well. And in fact, I don't have, oh, here I have Animal Kingdom Misc has that. But what I forgot about when I was doing that, and maybe because I hadn't decided yet, is the statues pages. So if you go clear back to January of 2024, I think it's episode 13, I did a double page layout with fold outs with all the 50th anniversary statues that they have at the Magic Kingdom. And Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Studios each have a handful. I think there's like 4 or 5 in Epcot, 4 in Animal Kingdom, and I think, I don't know, 6, I can't remember. We'll get to that next, but in the future. So I'm not showing you guys how to make this layout because it's exactly like the one I made before. I just mixed up the colors a little bit. So if you want to see how to do this one, go back to episode 13, which is called Golden Statues. But of course, this is a single page, and so I need something that can be on the facing page with it. And so I'm going to try and fit all 7. I don't think I'm going to use both of these. So 6 photos on one single page layout. It can be done. I've done it before. And actually, I saw a layout on Pinterest. Sometimes when I'm waiting for a video to upload or sitting, waiting to pick up my son from work or whatever I'm doing when I have some downtime, I'll just scroll Pinterest on my phone. Unlike other social media apps, I can start and stop relatively quickly. I don't get sucked into as much to Pinterest. And so I knew that I had this layout coming up single page. And so I've already kind of done that part of figuring out what I wanted to do. And that's from my 6 photo single page scrapbook layouts board. This is my own board. You can look me up by my name, Nicole So. But this one, and I thought this could be a really fun layout. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, but I like the circles on kind of the crisscross with the outside. I don't know that I like the backwards C, but I like the circles on the stripes. And so I thought it would be really fun to do something along the lines of maybe these 3 pictures of Michelle in the circles, and then you know, maybe the monkeys, you know, I could do both of them, although they're very similar pictures. I could do the monkeys together in a square, and then maybe the two of us, and like, well, the two of us, me and the Hidden Mickey. These two pictures, I don't even know if I want to put this one in because it's not, I don't remember why I was making that face. But anyway, so something like that, kind of, I don't really want to be centered. I want this to be a little bit off center, so I could even do it like that. But I mean, this is kind of centered. They did 4, but I'm going to do 3 because I want mine a little bit bigger. So that's my kind of inspiration layout. Is this one from Jenny Eubank from My Mind's Eye. And Jenny Eubank was, you know, back in the creating keepsakes and stuff days, she's like a well-known name in scrapbooking world. So now we decide what papers to use. I've been really liking vitamin C because of it has that turquoise that we had in our shirts. But the last few layouts, the Dinoland layouts, had a lot of orange in it. So I know I want to use something tropical, and I have a couple of different choices. I'm just going to kind of look at what my options are. You know, we've used Tropic Time, and we've used vitamin C. This is, you know, has that, oh, I wonder if did we do Finding Nemo? Do I have a Finding Nemo layout? This would be great for Finding Nemo. But I also have this paper that frankly has been really difficult to use. It's called Fruity Delights. This was a Creative Memories Advisor exclusive paper pack a couple of summers ago. And it's kind of fruits, obviously. So there's like this one with pineapples. This one with little watermelons. These are, I think, little pineapple slices. The back of this one is little pineapple-ish seeds. And then there's a dark green also. And for whatever reason, I ended up with multiple packs of this guy too. A kind of a hazard of being a Creative Memories advisor is that sometimes I overestimate how many advisor packs I'm going to need for something, and then I end up with, you know, lots of them. So I kind of would like to try this one just because I would love to use up what I've got and free up my folder. And I think I'd like to do the green as the base. You know, on the sample sketch, they did a letter C, but I think I'm going to just do an inside frame. And then I could put this maybe on the inside. I could do a stripe of these watermelon seeds. I could do it in both directions if I wanted to. And then I could matte with this yellow. And I think that, you know, it might not be the cutest layout ever. I mean, it might not be the most perfect match, but it's going to be fine. I always end up loving it. You guys know I do. So, then I need to decide what size to cut these little circles. 4 inches, the biggest you can cut, but then they would be touching. So I want smaller than 4 inches. And like I said, I've said before, I do have my plastic templates somewhere. I know that over at my studio, where I have my crops, I have the circle template. I have multiple sets of the circles though. But I kind of know, I like to just guess by, you know, using these. I think I'm just going to use the inside of this, which I think is a 3.5. Might even say it on here somewhere. No, maybe not. Depends on what year you got these. Some of them have measurements on it and some do not. Yeah, so like this one is old CM, and it's got the old oval, blue oval logo right there. And it says 1.5 and 4. This one has the new CM logo, and it doesn't have those measurements. So interesting. So if you've got the old ones, if you've been around a while, you have an advantage. But if we cut these 3 in the circles, I think that will work. And then once I do that, I'll figure out what size to trim these. If I'm going to use this, I don't even know what face, what to call that face, Mrs. Cratchit or something. But okay, let's get out my mat and the red blade, I think. All right, so here's my red blade. And I think I need to get a new work surface. This one's getting kind of dingy. And when I watch other YouTubers, I see they have such pretty desktops. And mine's been worked on too much, I think. All right. So we'll start with this one. cut our circles. The disadvantage to this is if I decide I need a mat, it's really difficult to mat the circle if you cut it with this red blade, because there isn't, like, the next bigger circle is the outside of this one, which is that 4 inches again. So I think actually maybe I'm going to use the green blade, which I think makes it 3 1/4 instead of 3 1/2. And that way, if I do decide I want to mat it, I will still have that option. And I think I can still do that. That's about, you know, I mean, I can kind of just eyeball it from here. What I like to do is to put my blade in the track, and then whatever part I care the most about, I could just kind of put the blade like up above her head, and I know now that where it's going to go, because it doesn't matter if I don't get all of her poncho. All right, so there we go. And then we double check this, that this is going to work. Oh yeah. So I'm going to put this on and make sure that when I put the blade down, it's not like cutting off her hat. Probably safest if you don't have a good gauge of where this blade is going to cut to use the plastic sizing guide, but, or like I say, to use, I've said before, to use the, you know, you saw me do that just a minute ago. So this one, I want to try and get her little fairy wings in it. So I'm just positioning that. If you haven't replaced your blades in a while, I was having like my pictures kind of were gathering. I don't know how to describe it, but the edge wasn't cutting cleanly. And then I discovered if I went counterclockwise, which apparently I never do, it was cutting fine. So I went ahead and upgraded all my blades, just got a whole new set, and it's been great. You may not need to upgrade all of them. You maybe just use your red blade the most, but if you have never upgraded your blade, it might be something to think about. All right, so there's my 3 circles. And then this could, I guess I could do, well, I can't do 4 circles now because I did 3 1/2, or these 3 1/4 inch circles. I'll put this down here though. I don't need the fire hydrant. That red of the fire hydrant is really drawing my eye, so I want to crop that out. So you'll be glad to see that my trimmer is closed, and I picked it up closed. I'm really trying hard. At my crop the other day, one of my friends was saying that she, when she was a brand new CM scrapbooker, she used to crop with, you know, somebody else. This was years and years ago. And she always had the habit of leaving her blade up, and that her consultant at that time would come around and just, you know, not say anything, but just put everybody's blades down. And I think I need to start doing that, at least for myself. I need to just, like, I cut, so the blade should be shut. I don't know why I keep opening it up. I may cut a little bit off of this. Like, I could cut those people off right there. That would not be the end of the world. Make this about 3 1/2. That'll make that a little bit easier to fit in. And then these two, I think I'm going to try and do, these are 3 1/2. Maybe if I did these as 3 inch squares. And I don't know if I'm going to use both of them. But so, you know, I used to measure up at this top, so now I have to learn to measure down here. If I want to do a 3 inch square, the halfway mark is this 1 1/2 inch line. So I'm just going to kind of visually kind of line this up. And it's just like a 1/4 inch or less from the edge right here. So just visually lining up that, what I want is like the middle of my photo. And then I'll just cut my little 3 by 3 squares. I think that worked really well. That's a good, it's very much the same, these two, but we'll see. So 1 1/2 inch line, right down the middle of them. Oh, but this one's got this tree. I don't want to necessarily have that tree be along the side. I think I'm just going to cut that tree off. Oh yeah, that'll just be like this. And I'm going to cut the roof off and even up the bottom. When I was a brand new Creative Memories consultant back in the early 2000s, and I would teach the beginner classes to people, I often had people that didn't want to cut their photos. And we used to talk about creating the photo you meant to take, and that just because the camera manufacturers have decided that the default size should be, you know, 4 by 6, it was 3.5 by 5 back then. That doesn't mean that we have to be bound by that. And so I often think of that. Okay. Oh, but I wanted to leave that border, didn't I? So actually using this is a good sizing guide for me, because I can see that I have a 1-inch, I can leave a 1-inch border and still fit this all on this one page. It feels kind of symmetrical. I don't really want the 3 and 3, so maybe I just do one of these. This is kind of a lot like the Triceratops spin layout from last week, where we had, you know, the top and the bottom. So maybe I do these across. I could trim myself down a little bit, cut my reading glasses off the top of my head. Or I could just do these across the top and then kind of do it like this. So as you can see, I've already really strayed away from whatever the sample layout was showing me, but I did get the row of circles from them. So I don't necessarily need to leave it on here, but the back of this is this fruit pattern. I think I used this for the Welcome to Florida page, which would have been like episode 2, 3, I don't know. I started with episode 0, which was probably dumb. That was the Let's Get Organized. But and then I was going to use this light colored one, but I kind of want to use this orange. But if I do that, I probably need to matte the photos. But the mattes are going to look better. I wish I could use the watermelons. I love watermelons as a motif. I think they're a fun decorating thing. Back in the, oh gosh, the 90s, I guess, my kitchen was decorated all in watermelons. I had bought a watermelon wallpaper border. You remember that? And that was my, you know, all my little decor in my kitchen was watermelons. I like the orange. I kind of like the white and the orange though. I don't like that as well, but I want the stripe. So I think I'm going to do this, and then I'll do the stripe across with the whatever we call this thing, pink water, whatever these are. They look like little pineapple rings. And then, yeah. So I'm going to leave a 1-inch square. And ordinarily I would gut the middle out and save that for something else, but I do not want to have any leftover of this paper. So I'm just going to cut this down because I'm starting with a 12 by 12. I'm going to cut it down by 2 inches. I could have, of course, folded out the arm and measured 10 by 10, but the best math I know how to do is subtracting from 12. All right, so we'll put that right here. Oh, I wonder if I need this one to go around the edge. If I could get it just that yellow, maybe I could just cut some just of the yellow stripe. I mean, I probably have a piece of yellow cardstock that's the same color, but I have gobs of this. So let's try to be a little silly about this. I'm going to take the paper and I'm just going to line this up with my sightlines guides with the bottom of this pineapple. So now I have this piece that's just the yellow, and if I matte the matte this inside piece like that, nobody's ever going to know. So I'm going to cut 4 of these, and I think I need a little bit of space to work in. So I'm just going to keep cutting right here along the bottom edge of the watermelons or the pineapples. go. And like I say, because I have so much of this paper and because it's been so hard for me to use, but I really want to be able to use it. And I do occasionally see cute ideas that other advisors are doing, but just doesn't really match a lot of the things I take pictures of. Because this is so skinny, I'm having trouble keeping it straight, feels like. All right, so there's 4. And so we're going to do a little mitered corner. I can tell by the way this is bending that I've broken the little piece in there. Yep, sure enough, there's that little piece that breaks off if you push too hard, which apparently I do. So I'm going to actually swap this for a different one. And this one, if this starts moving, that's what it means, that you've broken off that little piece, which then breaks off the little piece in here, and then it just doesn't work right. So the nice thing is that a whole tape runner with the case is only $1 more than getting one without the case. And so every, if I have to every 5 or 6 refills, maybe it's 10. I don't really keep track. I mean, I've had this one. This was an advisor gift we got a couple years ago, and I really like it. Oh, although this piece I could swap out with any case, so who knows how long I've had this case. Yeah, that one went off the edge. Okay, so now we're going to see. I'm going to use my mat. Just lining it up with the line, just so I know that I can be straight. And this is only 10 inches, so I have a lot of wiggle room, but I'm going to line this up. Whoa. Yeah, it's all scooted. All right, we're not even going to use the grid mark. We're just going to eyeball it. I could have stuck this down with a little bit of repo onto my mat if I wanted to. Okay, so the trick is going to be right here. Where is the pineapple going to show when I go to trim it? Although I guess we can figure that out when we trim it the next time. Okay, so I put adhesive all the way around, but I'm going to put a little bit on this piece. And I'm just going to do the same thing, go around the block and line up the grid mark and the bottom right here. Sorry, don't line up the grid mark, line up the side, the mat. I'll just make it a little easier for my little faux mat to be straight. See, this one it's showing, but hopefully once I put this piece on, we can fix that. Although maybe I shouldn't have stuck it down then, because I might want to put this one on top of it. Maybe I'll do that. So all I'm doing is making sure that I have a nice little right angle right here. You'd be surprised at how much patching. Okay, so that's not straight at all. What have I done? You'd be surprised at how much patching goes on in some of my scrapbook layouts. You guys wouldn't be because you've been watching me, but... All right, and then this, oops. That adhesive on the bottom is going to get me into trouble. And the irony is, of course, that I don't care enough about this pineapple paper. I could have just cut a mat from it. All right, we'll do the same thing here. quite work. We're going to have to do a little bit of patching somewhere. Okay. Now I'll just patch up these little corners. And I'll take my scissors Of course, if I'm cutting it from the back, I can't really tell what's happening on the front if I need to cut a little smidge more, but we'll do it this way so I can just line the edge of my scissors up with the this one did not look straight right here. All right, that messed up that corner now because I trimmed it first and then, that's not straight. And a little piece of green is showing through. All right, I think that's going to be fine. If not, I'll put a punch or something. There's no embellishments that go with this, so that makes it a little harder too. But you know that we've dealt with that before. Okay, so now we've got this. And I have another piece of this that I can cut. The pineapples are going to show, I guess. But the nice thing is that the piece I had before, the pineapples were horizontal. And now I can have a piece where the pineapples are vertical. And I think I want them to be... I was thinking a 2-inch stripe, but maybe a 1.5-inch stripe would be better. Well, I'm going to start with a 2-inch, and if I decide I don't like it, we can cut it down. And I don't know if I'm going to mat the little circles or not yet. Oh, we were going to do it that way, weren't we? Look, I'm just going to use this piece. Ha! I was thinking of my original sample and not what we changed to. What we meaning I. You guys have no vote, sorry. So I haven't stuck this down yet. And part of me is thinking that it would be really nice to mat these photos in the green. I lost one of them. Where's the little, there it is. To mat these circle photos in the green. Can I do it? I think the difference between these, is it 1/4 inch? I don't think it's 1/4 inch. I'm going to cut some mats out of the middle of this paper. I don't think I'm going to mat these. I want these to be my focal point. So because we used the green blade, now I know I can use the red blade. I'm just going to cut it out of the middle of this part that we're going to cover up with the orange mat. Making sure that I don't go off into that 1-inch border that I need to leave. That was actually cutting that one a little close. And oh look, it almost makes a hidden Mickey. Doesn't really because they're all the same size, but all right. Oh yeah. It still fits on here. I think I want to put this one on this side though. And I think I like it like this. Do I want to leave like a title right here? I might trim this so it's the same width as this guy. But then it'll be like, make this like in a little square and then these circles across. But I think I'm going to go ahead and stick down this large centerpiece. It's because I peeled it up, it's not quite lying flat. And yes, a couple weeks ago, somebody said, it wouldn't be nice if Creative Memories had a tool. Marie, you know who you are. And you're right, it would be really nice if Creative Memories had a tool. Okay, what's this piece? Oh, I think I put that one on purpose. No, I don't think I need it. So now I'm going to, I think that that little piece breaks off because we press too hard. And I need to be better because I don't want to break any more tape runners. But they are just plastic, so they're not really designed to last. Well, I mean, they'll last forever in a landfill, I guess, but. I'm just kind of using the grid marks here to eyeball. I guess it's going to be a little bit bigger than an inch because we added the little 1/4 inch on here. All right, that looks straight enough to me. There's some little thing that's, maybe it's just a shadow. I keep thinking it's a little green, but I think it's just, maybe I'm just going to trim this like at an angle. Oh yeah, that made it a lot better to not have that sharp. I wonder if I can do it everywhere. Not have a sharp angle, like the squared off angle to kind of cut it. You know, that has to be a little sharper all the way under. I'm not going to worry about it at the bottom, but at the top, I think that that helped make it not quite so noticeable. Okay, now I'll put these here for positioning, and I'll cut off my strings, which I always seem to get with the custom cutting system. Oh, there's another string. I didn't trim one of them. Wonder if I didn't have a string or if I just missed it. Maybe I didn't have a string for once. A miracle. Okay. I need to be able to journal about this though, don't I? So I guess I can do that here. I really want these to, well, I guess if this is underneath it, it won't matter so much if it goes. Okay, so we're going to put it about right here, which is, I'm resting it on the 8.5 and the 4.5 right here. I want it a little bit lower down. Okay, 8.25. And of course this side is up, so that's why it's 8.25 on this side, and this direction it'll be like 5.75. Which reminds me of something else I wanted to ask you guys about. I know that in talking with people, they've said that like fractions are hard. I know that I had somebody one time at one of my events. She was using a non-Creative Memories trimmer that didn't have the arm that folded out. And we needed to cut a paper that was, let's say it was 9 inches. And it was a 12 by 12 paper, and I told her, well, just cut it at 3, you know, turn it over and cut it at 3. And she looked at me like I asked her to perform brain surgery. And I was trying to explain to her that 12 minus 3 is 9. And she just, like it wasn't registering with her. And she ended up drawing a pencil line and measuring and then cutting. And I've had other people tell me that, like, measuring is just hard. Like, we don't remember that measuring stuff that we learned back in elementary school, but it's not hard for me. And so sometimes I'm not as sympathetic. But don't ask me to come up with something for dinner. That's hard. To do that every day. They want to eat every night. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of line these up. And I just kind of centered it, you know, with the grid lines, although that looks now like it's a little bit in the other direction. But yeah, see, it looks like there's plenty of room here. So I'll do her on this side and scooch this over a smidge and scooch that over a smidge. Okay, and then put these, I do think I'm going to trim this. This is two and 3/4. So I think I'll cut that side off to make this guy 2 3/4. And just to keep it interesting, we'll cut the bottom off too, make it a square. Oh, I almost just picked it up to move it, but I closed it, and now moving it closed. Yeah, see, and now I feel like I need to cut just a smidge off of this picture so it makes a good like an even rectangle. And I think I am going to cut off my little reading glasses right about there. This is my first time to use this trimmer when I've just drawn a little pencil line, but oh, it works. Okay, but see, now my fingers are down here dangerously close to the blade, so I do need to be careful. Very well, reading glasses. So the title that's coming into my head is Monkeyin Around, because we have the one little thing of monkeys, but oh, I don't know. That seems a little silly. Not that that's ever stopped me before, but and I don't think I want a white journal box. I think I need to find like a beige or something like that. Or even a yellow, or maybe the canary yellow would go. All right, so I just feel like having this line be straight just makes it more visually pleasing. And then I can do something here. I wonder, oh, I've already got that line. I wonder if I could do like a punched border here. But I don't know what I would do or what color I would use. We didn't use any of this. I wonder if I could journal on this or if it's too busy. I don't know. I think I'm going to look for a solid, but what am I going to do for a title? Maybe I journal first and then we'll come up with a title. So this is the beige. I think it'll work fine. This piece right here is about 3 1/4 inches wide. I just reached for my new photo trimmer. I'm liking it. I may trim a little hair off of this. And then, again, I'm going to line it right up against the side of this to mark the piece I'm going to cut off. The nice thing about using cardstock is that if I mess up, I can journal on the back. Oh, yeah, that fits great. And I think I'm going to look for a dark green. pen. What am I going to say? All right. I think I've kind of got an idea of what I'm going to say. Let me journal that, and then we'll come back and figure out. I think I might just do monkeying around. Nobody cares. So let me journal and pull out probably the yellow letter stickers again. Okay, after a couple of false starts, I did get my journaling done. I decided that I need to number the photos. So I just said there's so much to see. And then, you know, if you take a picture, you don't have to buy it. Talked about the glasses. I realized that this picture, what I looked at was in the background, and it's the little meet and greet place where Donald Duck was doing his meet and greet, and I had missed it. We just missed it. So I just journaled about each of these different things. And now I need to go back. I put little numbers. So now I need to go back and put little numbers, and I need some circles, and I have a hole punch somewhere, but I want a little bit bigger circle. And so I think actually the inside of the circle chain border maker cartridge is the size that I need. Let's try it. So that's this one right here. And I don't need to use the whole border maker piece. And I got this extra scrap. So I need 6 circles. So I'm just gonna do it upside down actually. It's a little harder. Okay, there are my little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you don't have, you know, the hole punch, and this is bigger. I mean, a standard hole punch is about 1/4 of an inch, and this is more like 3/8 of an inch. And sorry, that's a fraction. So here we go with, I think I will have an easier time writing on them if I stick them down. So let's stick this down. And I think rather than use repo, I'm going to take my regular tape. It's too big. It kind of goes off the edge a little bit. So I'm just going to fold the little piece fold this little tape runner piece in half. And then I'll stick these down. Actually, it looks like it fits just right in the middle. It's exactly the width of the tape runner. If you can see that. Exactly the width of the tape runner. You know, you can always use this little wheel to advance your tape if it's not moving, or like for something like this where it's so tiny you don't really have room to roll it. And I know people use different kind of adhesives, and that's fine. So if you're, you know, whatever you're using, you might have some different tricks. But with the CM tape runner, just remember that the little roller wheel, and probably with any of them, you know, you'd want the roller wheel on the top, and then this little piece theoretically is so you can slide it shut. So if you throw this in your bag, it's not going to stick to anything, but I truthfully never close mine. So this is funny. This picture had a little orange piece on it that I thought was part of the picture, and I realized it's not. It's the inside or piece of an orange sticker. And I don't know how on earth it got on that picture, because I haven't used orange stickers for a while, I don't think. Did I use them last week? Did we use orange or did we use yellow? I think we did use orange last week. But I've done other stuff down here since then, so that's funny. Okay, so now I've got my little circles. I'm just going to do some, this is a dot tip pen, so the one side is fat for the dots, which could be cute, and then the other side is the fine tip for journaling. And you can tell that because the dot tip pens have a silver or a gray barrel, and the regular dual tip pens have a black barrel. Maybe you already knew that, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Monkeying around, monkey business, having a wild time. Wild About Disney. I think I'm just going to do Monkeying Around, even though it's a little bit dumb. Right, it's not that dumb. And I think I'm going to try yellow, and then we'll see. I did put all my ABCs back after, was it last week before, whenever I had to go through, they were all in a big pile. All right, is that going to work? Or is that too, I think it's going to work. And I think we're going to write, because I don't know what word I was going to say after 2. Is that too bright? So yeah. So they've run out of some of the colors of these. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do if they don't bring back another sticker letter. I really love having the colors. You guys know that I love to color them. The white ones are still available, so I guess I could go back to doing more coloring, but it doesn't always work that well. I did do color on the statues page because I wanted gold stickers, but I didn't do the greatest job, but that's all right. Nobody's gonna look that closely. Let me put these capital letter pages out of my way. All right, now do I want to say Monkeyin or monkeying? I think I need to put the G on there. Oh, but I don't have a G. Okay, I obviously don't have all my sticker papers. RS. Oh, I have 2, and I have 3 of these. So I should have 3 more, one more page each of the lowercase letters. But I don't have any G's, so that might answer the question of whether or not I do Monkeyin or monkeying. Lots of R's, that's good. I think I'm out of N's. But I have some M's. Oh, I just used 2 N's. That's why I ran out of them. Just cut that little section. Oh, I need a U. Over IROUND. Oh, I wonder if I have a monkey. All right, we'll put a little Monkeyin apostrophe. All right, and dot the I. Down to my last lowercase I in the yellow, unless I can find that 3rd paper. I do think these are going to need a little green trace around, and I'm going to look for some, if I have a monkey sticker, because that would be kind of fun, because these are monkeys, and that's a lion. I could figure out something. All right, so I have my What is Zoo thing pack. The only stickers I have left are these little foam ones. It has this little thing that says What is Zoo. I could put that maybe up here. That wouldn't be too terrible. I seem to have any of the other stickers. I have these jungle ABCs, which I probably need to put in with my other ABCs. And then I have all my embellishments. Oh, there's not very many. So this is one of the fill-in file sleeves. And I guess this idea originated with Lauren Hines. I don't know if she originated it, but one of my customers watches Lauren's videos and told me about this idea. It's a great idea. That you can take these fill and file sleeves and put your embellishments in them and then slide it into the Power Project folder. This is the 5.5 by 5.5 inch sleeve. And then it just keeps everything together without them kind of clumping. When you put just embellishments in, they kind of clump together. So I really like that idea. But I wish I did have the regular stickers. And I probably have them somewhere, but I don't know where. So I don't like this because it says has the zoo thing on it. But now this is off center. I feel like I need something right here. I don't think it needs an exclamation point, but maybe it can get away with having an exclamation point. Monkeying around. At least make it a little bit more. So one of the things I've talked about several times in this series is how I wish I could like do simpler layouts. But now that I've got this, I feel like it needs something else. It needs a monkey. It needs a couple of little monkeys. And I don't have them. I wonder where I might have them. What collection do we have before What a Zoo? This is the only collection we've had with monkeys for a long time. I wonder, did Mrs. Grossman's have monkey stickers? I'm gonna pull out my Mrs. Grossman stickers, you guys. I have not thought about those or looked at them in a long, long time. Or my old CM stickers. I got both of those. Let me see what I got. So we're gonna take a little walk down memory lane with this. I hope you guys will enjoy this little detour from our regularly scheduled layout making. I did find these old zoo stickers. I've used most of the monkeys. I have this little guy, like a chimpanzee. I don't know if I want to use him. Tigers. But as I was flipping through this, I just thought, oh my goodness, this is circa, 1995. I mean, these are stickers I had as a brand new scrapbooker. Do you still have stickers like this? Do you remember to use them? I certainly don't, because I have not looked in this book probably in a year, more than a year, 3 years, 5 years. I don't even remember the last time I looked through this. I just happened to have it over on my shelf. It's all organized. Oh, look, dinosaurs. I could put those in the other layout. But no monkeys. No monkeys. Goodness, goodness. What a blast from the past. Too funny. All right, so no monkeys in here. And this one, I'll just flip through these again just for fun, for the sake of fun. Maybe I need to make it my goal to use up some of these. I did a challenge. We did Scrapbook Olympics at my crop during the Olympics. And one of the challenges was to use one of the oldest things in your stash. And man, if I would have had this, I would have been the winner. Not that we weren't in competition with anybody else, but. Oh, but some of these I think would work on these layouts when I've said, oh, I wish I had just something to go in here. So I need to remember that I have these old layouts. And let's see about that monkey. Could we put him right here? I don't know if I want to. He's kind of like a serious monkey right here. I have the bananas. Maybe I'll take the exclamation point off. Put this little monkey. And put a few bananas. So it's interesting because they tell us as Creative Memories advisors that like stickers, we shouldn't keep stickers forever. That after, sometimes in as little as 2 years, they can lose their sticky, but these are They don't have a date on them. They say 10/4/05. I don't know if that means they're from 2005. They're definitely from before the new company. I put one more little banana. I put that one there, so maybe I'll put it right here. Okay. They're a little opaque. You can kind of see through them. You can see the green through them, but I think that makes them almost kind of disappear into the background. And I used a supply that's probably 20 years old. So I cleaned off that whole sheet. Look, I can throw this away. I know some people can throw stuff away anyway, but you know, I'm not real great at that. So here we go. Let me clean this off. The nice thing about a single page layout is that I don't have light glare. I guess I have a little bit of light glare right there, but I don't have to turn my lights off. There you go. So here we are, layout 47. Wow, 47. I know I keep saying that every week, but I just can't kind of get my brain around it. And if we keep doing this, what happens if I have to start saying 100? But let's see how long we can keep this up. Oh, I am going to trace around this. Yeah, let me trace around that before I say goodbye to you. That is so much better. I really love the way it looks when you take the time to trace around those letters, especially when they kind of blend in. If I had had dark green letters, I wouldn't have needed that. I'm okay with it. Though I don't love the monkey. He's the wrong monkey. I needed a colobus monkey. But I like the paper, which surprised me because this isn't paper that I've loved. I love that I used a 20-year-old sticker. That's pretty awesome. I love that there's lots of journaling. I told the story. I love that I have this picture of me making that face, which I obviously knew I was making the face because I'm sure it was a selfie. So this is layout number 47. And we have a few more still in Animal Kingdom. I think we're heading into the nighttime stuff though. So I wanted these daytime kind of random pictures to be together. But then we're going to head off into, I think, Pandora, which is the Avatar land. So that will be next week. And until then, happy scrapbooking. Okay, you know how in the Marvel movies, they always have like a sneak preview of things to come? I decided I needed to pull these stickers out and see if I could make them work. And I think they're going to work. I got the purple right here. I've got the orange. There's a little bit of pink, and you know, the brown isn't really the right color, but when I went to stick the this week's layouts in the album, you know, I'm just sliding them behind the pages. I flipped back and I thought, I've got to do this. I really wanted some dinosaur stickers. So we're just going to add these little dinosaur stickers. And I think they're going to make me happy. We'll put a little pterodactyl up here. That's exactly what I needed. I needed some dinosaur stickers. I've actually written to Creative Memories saying, hey, we need dinosaur stickers, but it's too late for me for this one. But I like that I was able to use, again, these 20-year-old Mrs. Grossman stickers. Copyright 1993. I have no idea how old they are, but I've had them for a really long time. And here they are in my book. So that's a little bonus feature at the end, is that I did go back and add these little dinosaur stickers. So only the people that watch the end will ever know that. So if you watch to the end, tell me in the comments, what do you think about the dinosaur stickers? But I hope it's yes.